Inside-Karen McCrocklin, author of Out from the Inside, The Spiritual Gift of Being Gay. I'm a lesbian, and after a lifetime as an activist and advocate for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people, I've come to the understanding that being gay is a gift, rather than thinking of being gay as a challenge to overcome. I've come to think of it as a divine purpose, the transformative power of our authentic interaction with others makes us healers and teachers. In the midst of this universal shift in the collective consciousness, LGBT people are uniquely poised to contribute to the evolution of the human spirit. When we authentically interact with people, it changes them. It changes us and it changes them. We have an opportunity to be healers and teachers when we embrace our higher purpose and our divine gift. A number of years ago, I had the pleasure and the privilege of serving as the chair of the board of directors of the nation's only private school for LGBT kids. We had kids from all over the country, and they all had different stories, and some of them were pretty hard to hear. One of the things that I learned from listening to those kids was a lot about what it means to be who you are. When they shared their stories, it helped me understand more about myself. They called me the coming out coach because I shared my stories of things that happened to me and that things that happened to other people that I knew in a hope that it would help them. But the truth is, I learned the most from them because they were very authentic without any kind of filters. And it changed me. When I met Christopher, he was 15. And he was a sweet and funny and bright kid. He also had a splint on his arm and a big black bruise on his face. The kids at Chris's high school in a small southern city had taken him into the parking lot and thrown him in the dumpster. They got scared and ran away, and Chris climbed out of that dumpster and walked home alone. The anti-gay harassment he suffered was so bad and escalated so quickly that he went from being that really bright, excited kid to coming to our school because he could no longer go to his other school. So after he arrived, he did something that was fairly typical. He felt this sense of belonging and he felt a freedom. And so we watched him, and it was always fun to watch them because they would get really flamboyant and really, really gay. Their hair would change and their clothes would change, and they became really proud and really excited. But with Chris, one of the things that I saw was it looked like he kept trying harder and harder and harder to be different. He went so far as to do the piercing thing where it looked like he had fallen into a tackle box. Anything, if he had to dress up like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz to come to school, he would do it because he was trying to push to be different. And of course, in that environment, the other kids were kind of like, whatever, and didn't really pay that much attention to him. So after he was with us for a long time, I think maybe 6 or 8 months after he started at the school, his teachers and his friends and several people started to comment that he's kind of started to seem withdrawn and that maybe there was something going on with him. Maybe even he was starting to exhibit some signs of depression. One day I went up to the school for a meeting and Chris was there waiting for his ride. So I sat down next to him to try and figure out what's going on. And I said, "How's it going, Chris?" And he said, "It's fine." And I said, "Well, how are things at school?" "They're good." "Any subjects that you like? What do you think of your classes? Any classes you like?" He said, "Well, I like history because Randy, the teacher, he's really, really cute." So I wasn't exactly getting where I was trying to get with him. So I tried a little bit more direct approach and I said, "You know, Chris, several of your teachers and a couple of your friends have said that it seems like something's going on with you. Are you okay? Is anything going on?" And at that point, a 15-year-old boy in full makeup looked at me and said something that has stuck with me ever since. Chris looked at me and said, "Well, now that it's not that big of a deal that I'm gay and that I don't really feel that different, how am I supposed to figure out what else I am?" In my capacity as role model and mentor to at-risk kids, I looked back at him and said, "You know, that's a really good question." Because I didn't exactly know the answer myself. I had spent my whole lifetime working for change because I believed that if everybody on the outside changed their opinions about gay people, then everything would be okay for me. It doesn't matter if you're gay or if you're straight. Every person alive has that time in their lives when they recognize something about themselves that makes them feel separate and apart, makes them feel different. For LGBT people, it doesn't matter how many times we have political or legal advances or what the social climate is. That's all on the outside. There will always remain this moment on the inside when we have to define ourselves as different, and then we have to summon the courage to go out and to tell other people. The trick is to using that difference as a tool for change. So figure out something about you that you've never shared with anyone before. What is it that makes you feel different? And share it with someone else. Don't just share the facts. Share how it makes you feel. It's a powerful thing.